If you suffer from muscular aches and pains, you want a massage gel that provides effective relief. Try PhysioCreme. PhysioCreme contains menthol and naturally derived active ingredients: arnica, hypericum, calendula, melaleuca. Use PhysioCreme for the temporary relief of muscular aches and pains. PhysioCreme is available at your local pharmacy, Coles and Woolworths. Use PhysioCreme.
Players and referees, just a reminder, we still have a drop-off going on field 5. We still have a drop-off going on field 5. We will give the appropriate time warnings when possible. But at the moment, we still have the drop-off on.
Paul, Cronulla Sharks, how did you get involved with touch football?
Yeah, look, I've got to say my son, I did play touch when I was a teenager a little bit, but at no level. I've never been to a state cup, but my son Cody and Pax Kane are very good friends and go to school together. And Joel's the coach of the under-10, so we took him down and thankfully he made Joel's team, and yeah, they've been having a great time. They're undefeated so far, playing really, really well, and the way this whole event is run is outstanding. Very impressed with it, how professional it is, how on time it is, and how it just keeps rolling on. It's very good. It's my first experience at a state cup, and I'm very impressed with it.
Brad Fittler has always spoke highly of the partnership between touch football and the NRL. You would have played with some of our touchies like Kalen and Benji and Ryan Pappenhausen. Do you see the pathway working?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think I did play some All-Stars games with Benji. Wasn't lucky enough to play with guys like Kalen Pong and that. They're a little bit way younger than me actually, but did play against them. But yeah, there's no doubt that the skill level and what they get out of touch football definitely translates to the NRL field without a doubt. And probably not for guys like me in the position I played, but certainly in the outside backs and fullbacks and in the halves, the guys who sort of pick up the skill base here certainly reflects on the field in the NRL, and obviously gives them a lot of confidence, a lot of fleet-footedness, great steps as we've seen on Ponga and Benji over the years, and yeah, without doubt I can see the pathway going forward.
I'll put you on the spot. We asked Brad Fittler last week if he was going to come to State Cup because Joel Kane's playing and Cliffy Lyons, Scott Prince, Nathan Feen. Could we maybe see you join in the Cronulla Sharks?
Without a doubt, I'd love to. I actually had a game the other night. Joel told me that his team was short. Joel didn't play, but I actually turned up and had a game and got a couple of tries. It was with the marker though, so it was a whole lot slower, but I did say to one of the boys this week I wouldn't mind getting involved in a real touch team, and maybe one day going to a state cup. It would be pretty cool. It's something I've never done, and yeah, look forward to it one day.
Just another reminder, players and referees, we currently have a delay due to the drop-off on field 5. We will start the games at our earliest convenience. We will give you players and referees ready.
Well, a very good morning and welcome to Coffs Harbour CX International Stadium. James Preston and Jackson Mills bring you all the commentary here for the Mixed Opens. The first match won 15-11 by Queensland, so a do-or-die fixture here for New South Wales. Queensland straight on the attack, and Jamin Bob nearly getting to ground very quickly. He's one to watch, Jackson.
And there's plenty of them to watch, James, as Queensland get off to a pretty good start. I've got to say, you mentioned it, beautiful Coffs Harbour turning it on today. Lovely dry conditions for touch football. I have to say it might be a Queensland-suited environment at the moment, just with that dry feeling. As we saw earlier, the men's 20s, Queensland actually hitting back in the second game against New South Wales, which is good to see. That's going to go to a decider.
Certainly very tropical today. It's absolutely beautiful out there. Around about 22 degrees. Not a drop of moisture whatsoever. Having a little chat here as well with, I think it's James Price, who's been given a talking to. And Thompson also now having a chat with the referee.
Thompson's actually chatting to James Price as well as the referee.
Well, here is Thompson. Moving forward now, Potts. The left foot comes Thompson. Thompson again, swinging a pass long. Oh, they've kept the width nicely, but the pass just a little offside. Not quite finding its mark. That could have been on there for Jess Rosero. Obviously, we saw a big score in the first match. Are you expecting a similar scenario here, Jackson?
See, because we spoke about it yesterday. The scoreline was, as you mentioned, 15-11, was it?
15-11.
That's absolutely massive, and it is dry conditions. As we see Russell with a beautiful right-to-left pass. I think Short would have been on, actually. There was no link defender for the link attacker, so missed opportunity there by Queensland. But I say, as soon as the first try is scored, James, let's say the floodgates begin to open.
Flanagan's done a good job there, though, in cover to make sure that didn't happen. Now up over, they come over halfway. Flanagan jumps into dummy half. Now Rosero picking up plenty of easy meters there. They can launch an attack on the last. Lovely long ball. Flanagan keeps her width, and all of a sudden, she's now got 5 for the series. 4 in the first match. Logan Flanagan very much on track. Match her efforts last year, where she picked up 6 in the series.
It was a good roll-on from halfway by New South Wales. Rosero with a great, strong run, as you can see on the replay. Rodimer picks up out of half, straightens up the defender before letting an absolute bullet head out Flanagan's way and making it look too easy. Great try by New South Wales. Let's see if Queensland can hit back.
Here comes Ward, stepping forward, and now a bit of an opportunity here for Carmody to move. Long ball comes, Flanagan once more tracking nicely, as does the defence coming across there. I think that might have been Potts to close things down.
Packy,
yes, Aaliyah Packy it is.
It's actually a great cover defensive effort there by Packy. Most defensive links actually just decide to ball watch and watch the ball go all the way to the wing, not understanding that there is an option back on the inside if the winger can get the ball back. So great defensive effort.
The Jeffs up over halfway now as Studden enters the fray. Here comes Edwards, getting them marching backwards. Edwards now looping around, options further wide, touched by Queensland from Carmody. Another set.
Look at all the space Potts is in right there, left to right. If Edwards could have let that go, Potts was walking over untouched.
Carmody knew the danger, why he decided to stick a hand out. Certainly stopped it pretty quickly. Here is Studden, waiting as Bailey Ritchie. Studden the big dummy, and then off the right foot. Wanting to open up just half a gap, but once more Carmody was watching. Slowing things down here, New South Wales. Ritchie drops it off. The wraparound from Edwards. Long ball once more. They keep the width nicely. That's a try gone begging. Pot had it on the spot, but just couldn't reel it in.
Bit unlucky there by Jess Potts, man. You probably would have been thinking about the celebration just before she put the ball down. Unfortunately, you got to catch the ball and score the try before you can celebrate. So let's see if Queensland can hit back through this strong drive. That's got to be forward.
Well, don't even worry about the full pass. It's been dropped anyway. So no matter what, New South Wales with a chance to launch an attack of their own here. Studden heads straight towards their substitutions area. Make sure they can get fresh players onto the field. The transition a little bit slow, though. Weren't quite ready for that one there, New South Wales. Potts plays it. Once more gets an opportunity here and drives straight and hard. Thompson also out there now. So some of the big guns on deck for New South Wales. Thompson with a great pass. Oh, what a pass. And diving in the corner is Rosero, and she's beaten the cover defence. That is a ripping pass.
Again, hitting straight back. New South Wales putting 2 on the board. 5 minutes played. We mentioned it, James. As soon as the first try is scored, the floodgates begin to open, and what a peel it was right to left. As we mentioned, it was 15-11 in the first match. If we look at the fixtures from last year, 11-7, 9-12, and 9-6 in the last game.
Well, that's the joy of mixed opens, of course, when you've got that occasional mismatch in the speed of the passing of the ball between the women and the men. And as we see Queensland go in here, along with the actual agility in the leg speed, it does create a few more opportunities than we're probably used to seeing, for example, in women's on women's and in the men's open division.
Well, there it is. Goulding putting it over, making it look easy. Hegedus fading for Russell. Russell just uses his foot speed. Little dummy, and unfortunately for New South Wales, they just peel off in defence and let him run. And by that time, the attacking link's already in the in-goal. So you need to make that defensive touch on the dummy half runner. He can't score.
Oh, long ball once more, though, from New South Wales. Flanagan goes in. That's 6. She's already equaled her total from last year. And she's still got plenty of time in this match and a whole other game to come. We could be looking at the top try scorer for the entire tournament here, Jackson.
Well, it's the exact same setup as the first try. Rodham out to Flanagan, and it's Files defending on that left edge. So she's been in for a rude awakening this morning with the Rodham left to right long ball. He's dialed in, Jared. Probably going to be plenty more of that to come.
A man on the field now for Queensland certainly can provide very similar scenarios. That is Tyler Ward. Have they got there in time? No, just sneaking in from the touch. Rosero came late, but a little too late. And on that occasion, it is Andrew Searle who dives in.
Good teamwork, Carmody, Searle. Carmody taking it on short side. And just Searle putting it over the try line. Unfortunately, New South Wales unable to collapse. A lot of tries in the past 2 minutes. 3-2 to New South Wales, and as we mentioned, there's only been 7 minutes played and 5 tries already scored.
You did say once the first one came, there'd be plenty more after it with the floodgates opening. Speaking of which, here's Bailey Ritchie putting the toe down, and I don't think they've got there in time. No, now Ritchie's gone in, so we've got 6 tries here in 7.5 minutes. Bailey Ritchie putting on the afterburners.
Yeah, look at the ball speed. Just beating the link on the outside. And it's good sportsmanship too by Carmody. That's what touch footy's all about. If you don't make the touch, don't call the touch.
Certainly didn't. As Price comes forward, all feigns to get the touch from the opposition. Still moving here is Drew Price. Back towards Bob. Oh, Price, that's cynical. And the referee says, no way, you've thrown that directly into the back of the New South Wales player.
That's a great call by the referee. Price knew exactly what he was trying to do. The referee not having any of it.
Oh, now what's he called here?
There's going to be a bit of back chat, surely, from Price. They could potentially be a sin bin, depending on what he's said.
I don't think he's repeated the lines of Ricky Stewart there. We'll get another touch here for New South Wales. Flanagan up over halfway as Potts now jumps into acting half. Oh, Thompson juggled it. Just managed to get it off there to Atkins. Now Atkins searching once more himself. Here is Potts. Back to Blake Potts now. Off the right foot, Atkins slows things down. Thompson grabbing across field. Gets the touch. Now looks to launch an attack. It's a massive pass, but they've already called a touch in there, and that is released well after, so that will be a change over here for Queensland. Massive ball, though, Jackson. I mean, he can certainly fire it, can't he?
Well, it's sky high, so what they're trying to do on that occasion is not actually go for the try on the wing. What they want to try and do is get the ball up nice and loopy so the attacking winger can actually catch it and pass the ball back on the inside. Because as we mentioned before, sometimes that defensive link doesn't cover across, so that gap is always wide open in that case.
Hegedus, now Groff. Oh, geez, there was an opening there once more. You're talking about that link position not potentially sliding across enough, and there was definitely some space there for Russell had it reached him. But now New South Wales get a chance to work it away from their own end. 9.5 gone here at CX Coffs Harbour International Stadium for the Mixed Opens division. Of course, the first match won by Queensland, 15-11. At the moment, New South Wales in the ascendancy, 4 tries to 2. And of course, last year, they claimed the series, which in turn gave New South Wales the overall victory across all divisions. Here is Rosero now. Moving forward, Williams, last play. Rosero, darting, weaving, dumbing. Oh, he's opened something up here. Packy back on the inside. Rosero. Oh, no, the Tigers has come up with it right at the death. Well, that was enterprising play from New South Wales, but Queensland hang on. They'll head towards their substitutions area. Groff is knocked down by a much smaller man than Williams. That was flat at best. Hegedus now plays it. Forward they come. Back to Searle. Big dummy from him.
Shepherd.
Not ruled from the referees. They decide, let's play on here. Carmody back through the middle. Searle is an option. Last play now. Here he is, Andrew Searle. Flat pass. Oh, it was there for the taking. Just couldn't be reeled in, though.
So if they would have scored that, that would have been a very tough call missed by the referees, I reckon. They gave an extra 15 metres running behind the player, but in that defensive line, you can see that flat ball. We've seen it again and again and again by Queensland. The defensive line of New South Wales is actually moving sideways. They're not taking a step forward, which shuts down that bullet of a pass that goes across the face of you. If you're moving sideways, you're just gifting Queensland any gap that they want to take. The New South Wales need to take one more or two more steps up off the line to cut down that passing lane.
Lucky to get away with that one there, but we'll see if Queensland can strike another attack. Great one-handed pickup from Studden. However, he can't capitalise on it. Searle was there waiting for him. Up towards 10 metres shy of the halfway line as Ward now plays it just shy of it. Fresh players onto the field. Pretty good transition too as Bob dumps it down. Now Drew Price with those extremely agile movements is causing a few headaches there for Studden. Slowing things down now. Price gets the touch. Last play. Here is Price again. Long ball comes. Flanagan knows it's forward. Doesn't even have a look at it. Although, no, in fact, it's gone backwards out of the hands. That was very strange from Flanagan. She just sort of gave up on the play.
Sometimes if you get caught out of position on the wing, very hard to recover, particularly when you got the likes of Drew Price with ball in hand. You can see Flanagan comes in. She's got a body turn and she knows he's already seen the winger wide open and there's probably not much I can do in that case.
Now on the replay as well, it actually looks fine from Drew Price. So correct call from the referees. Thompson now has a crack himself. Lovely cut-out ball, but well picked off there from the link. Nice defence from Mai.
Great defence by Mai. She doesn't get a fingertip to that. Potts walks over. We spoke about it yesterday. New South Wales love to run that passive play where the link just holds a little deeper. He doesn't push through the line. He just chills.
Here comes Potts. Oh, Potts with a beautiful ball out wide. Rosero unmarked, and she will collect another try here for New South Wales. 5-3. That buffer is extended after 12 and a half minutes.
She's in a world of space, isn't she, Rosero? Out on the wing. Very good mixed player. Both Jessica and Josh Rosero. Probably might do a little bit of a training session at home. Use the
I'm
walls.
not touching that at all.
Use the walls as the defenders. Come around the corner, practice your left foot, right foot steps into the kitchen.
Bit of a dummy with the carrot. Ready for dinner. Hegedus drops it off. Oh, long pass. Oh, that might have even been a bit of a falcon, but it is indeed play on. Williams running away with it. Well, Murray and Fennick would love that. Straight off Rodimer's head. Here's Rosero, who cuts it out now and finds some open space there with Rachel Jeffs.
Whoa.
That could have been a heavy touch, but Breeze say that's fine. As Potts comes towards halfway. Now Studden back out there, of course, came up with that memorable intercept. Final game of last season. Dropped it off there from Edwards. Edwards again now. Searching, looming, floating pass out to Ritchie, who certainly can scoot. Can he find an opening, though? Oh, great pressure coming up. That's nice play from Adam Russell. The Queensland surviving. Bit of a raid there from New South Wales as Ward is back on the pitch. Almost a mix-up in defence there. Edwards comes in for the touch. Very sloppy set to start with here from Queensland. There's all sorts of problems in their movement. That'll certainly straighten things up. Mai now unleashes a bit of space here. However, the pass came after the touch, Jackson.
Lucky for Katie Mallett. We know she can run. She scored a great tournament premiership winning try against the Parramatta Eels when she was playing for the Brisbane Broncos in the NRL Touch Premiership. It was actually in the middle of the SCG and she took an intercept out of the air, ran the length and won the premiership for the Broncos. One of the greatest sights you'll ever see in touch football.
And we saw a pretty similar thing yesterday as well. Morgan Mannion picking up from the women's 20s and going just about the length of the field. Certainly can scoot herself. We'll get to see her later today here in our main stadium as Carmody drives forward to the 7 metre mark. Whoa, what a ball that is. Whips it from left to right like it was shot out of a cannon. And Andrew Searle dives over.
Great line by Searle, but put it down to the pass of Ward. Just a left to right bullet. You could probably hear it zipping through the air. It was coming with such pace, and not much you can do about that. That's just a great play. And Searle crossing the line again for Queensland.
Well, talk about that crack when something breaks the sound barrier. I think we might have just heard that up here from the box, Jackson. That was absolutely ripped out. Here is Rosero now, searching up through the centre. Rodimer floating pass over the top. The ball, and how about the athleticism to reel it in? Williams has gone in, and New South Wales hit straight back. A couple of great tries in a row.
That's so good from New South Wales. One of the hardest passes to throw is that little sinker lollipop ball. You can see him just let it trickle out of his left hand. And Williams, great put down. Plenty of skill on display in the mixed opens.
So just over 16 gone, 6 tries to 4. Really enterprising game so far. Plenty of flamboyant play from both sides as Bob works another set of 6 there. You're not convinced that was played out, are you?
No, it was. Very close.
I heard a little thigh in the background. Here is Bob, shifting on now to Price. All good touch coming in from Edwards. Back to the 7 metre mark, they'll come. We're at about 3.5 left in the first half. It's gone very quickly. Bob to Price, back to Bob. Bob with a long ball. Flanagan tracks nicely, though. Files was under all sorts of pressure and couldn't reel it in.
Bit of a missed opportunity there for Queensland. They had James Price, the 3 for Queensland, out on this right-hand edge against Rachel Jeff. So Price has got some very quick feet, very fast. If he could get the ball on the outside of Jeffs, I don't think Jeffs would be able to reel him back in, but an error now from New South Wales, putting Queensland in good field position.
Yeah, speaking of not being able to reel it back in, that's exactly what happened for Bailey Ritchie. And on the attack comes Queensland. Wilson Groth out there, who you've mentioned before, can dive from about 7 metres away to try and score a try. Or Price nearly opened them up.
So see again on this right-hand edge, you've got Wilson Groth, as we mentioned, the 17. And Rachel Jeffs in the link there. So they could be setting up a play to try and get a try on this right-hand edge as they go that way now.
Groth tried to get to ground, and he has indeed done that. That's what we talk about, that very long reach from Wilson Groth. He's a man that's part chimpanzee with the arms and then also part giraffe in general.
Well, you can see it coming from a mile away. They just want to set it up on this right-hand edge. And Groth, look where he's so tall, and he's able to just put his body on the line and slide in. He's scored so many tries using that variation. Pure athleticism there by Wilson Groth.
The margin cut to 1 with just over 2 minutes remaining here in the mixed opens at Coffs Harbour CX International Stadium. Hope you're enjoying the State of Origin coverage. New South Wales lead 6 tries to 5. Queensland have got themselves back into this one. New South Wales have been very sharp though as Potts goes down a short side. Flanagan back to Thompson now, slowing things down before they launch another attack. This is the last now. Thompson, what a ball. Potts straightens up and finds the gap. That's far too good from Thompson, and a wonderful line from Blake Potts.
And we talked about it before, the little passive sinker play. But watch how quickly Thompson gets the ball back off the ground. He doesn't go too far right. He straightens up very quickly. There it is. And that makes the link, the defensive link, make a decision, because that middle is absolutely screaming into that short hole. So the link goes, well, what do I do? I've got to either hit short or stay out. That's a great execution by New South Wales.
Carmody comes forward now. Ward once more has that massive rocket pass and finds the space. And certainly they didn't get there in time. Beck Golding has gone in now for Queensland, so they fire right back. This one is beautifully poised as we approach the half-time siren.
I thought it might have been a touch forward off the ruck, but don't underestimate the difficulty of that one. Golding in the corner. She had Rosero chasing her down, but was no match for the Queensland winger.
So with just over 30 seconds remaining, this one is beautifully set up. 13 tries already in the first half. We saw exactly 26. Last match between the two. What a ball that is from Thompson, though. Oh, once more New South Wales go in. Rosero is on the board for her second try. 8 tries to 6, Jackson.
Again, it's just a simple setup, a little bounce out play, an absolute bullet. Again from Thompson. Just catching Queensland napping.
I'll get one final play here, Queensland. About 5 seconds on the clock as Price comes to Bob. Bob is touched at the death from Edwards. Half a gap opened up. And that is a pretty good result overall for Carly Banks' side. They'll take a 2-try advantage into half-time, a match that they need to win to keep things alive, and all the second half action coming your way in about 5 minutes' time.
On the field and off. Excellent course for only the best. Whether you're moulding the minds of the next generation or putting the finishing touches on the stars of today, Inferno has the perfect kit for you. Inferno for every player and coach and manager and assistant coach. Inferno, proud apparel partner, Queensland Touch. As you would have walked in today, you would have seen the Budgie Smuggler tent. Head down and see the team at Budgie Smuggler. Get smuggling. Budgie Smuggler, proud partner of New South Wales. Closing referees, 1 minute. Please take the field. Seconds, players and referees, 30 seconds. Please make your way onto the field. Players and referees ready.
Welcome back to Coffs Harbour CX International Stadium. Really well positioned match here for the mixed opens for 2022 State of Origin. New South Wales have a 2-point lead, 8 tries to 6. And Jackson Mills, some standout performance in that first half. Who caught your eye?
We've got Rodimer coming out of half for New South Wales in the 11. 2 absolute heels left to right, hitting Logan Flanagan on the chest as we see Thompson trying to do exactly that the other way around. But it was Flanagan crossing a few times for New South Wales, Rosero as well. Queensland, Adam Russell playing his part for his state, injecting himself and as well as Tyler Ward with that bullet of a left to right pass. We saw it on numerous occasions. As you mentioned, 8-6 in favour of New South Wales, but plenty of football to come.
And of course, a must-win fixture here for New South Wales. Ooh, that was pretty flat. That was directly in front of us. As Bob gets up over halfway, good meters on display there. Forward they drive with Cat Stevens. Back toward the middle. Ooh, Ward under pressure there from Potts. Still live though for Searle. Now that one looks to have floated forward for mine. Yes, referees are on the spot. They shut that one down pretty quickly there.
Got a good pass, Searle. You can get closer to the line. We saw it in game 1. He really dominated from that 7-6 metre mark from his try line. Look at that left to right pass. Exactly what Ward and Rodimer have doing. The left to right passes really coming into their own in this campaign for Origin.
Ritchie back into the action. So too is Clay Studden. Finding a bit of movement here with Connor Edwards. Now Edwards again. Oh, just a little too high for him to reel in. Not a great pass there from Studden. So Queensland now have an opportunity to work it away from their own end as Searle comes forward. Direct lines. So too from Stevens. Now Ward heads towards the substitutions area. Transition a little bit tainted though. Bit sluggish. That's much better though from Groff, who straightened things up. Here comes Hegedus, who certainly can move. Studden apparently got just back on side. I'm not 100% convinced he was, Jackson.
Well, Groff wasn't happy because he got absolutely folded in half onto the ground and unfortunately was not able to back up Hegedus as he took on the line because Groff had a line if he managed to keep his feet. He had a few words with the New South Wales players, but referee deciding otherwise.
Rosero on the last now. Rodimer, long ball coming over the top. Just falling between link and wing. Didn't quite fall for either one of them, though. The Queensland let off the hook there, and very much similar to the first half. We saw probably the first 2 or 3 minutes, no tries, and then all of a sudden it switched, and it was just an avalanche of them.
Well, Rodimer should just continue to hit wing at the moment. Just go wing, 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 because that's where they've scored all their tries. We've seen 2 in the first half that have been absolutely identical. That's a foot in the ruck for sure. Has to be a foot in the ruck. I think Williams has put both feet onto it, actually. But, yeah, we spoke about it in the first half. Rodimer coming out that left to right passing line. Just keep hitting wing until something doesn't really go to plan, because that's where they've been scoring. If you're scoring there, why would you go away from it?
Well, I mean, look, that infringement in the ruck very much looked like Kevin Muscat playing for Melbourne Victory with a 2-footed tackle. Certainly was the right call from the referees as Bob gets very close to the line. Williams is there and just got the touch in time. Last play now to come for Queensland from 7. In fact, I think, yeah, we're going to see another set here. Referee calling, I think, back set that was. The touch comes. Bob waits a dummy half. Back to Price. Price happy to slow things down. Bob again launching. Drew Price. Oh, great little footwork close to the line. They've just got him in time. It might have been Rosero, I think.
I'd love to see a replay of that. I reckon he got it down. Just. Williams was a bit loose in the middle. I thought Price must have just got it down before Williams got there. But anyway, Queensland back on the attack.
They collapse so quickly. Here is James Price now driving forward. This time they don't get the touch. And Price to Price. The Price is right.
There you go. The touch football gods have weighed down at CEX Stadium again. The Price brothers linking up very nicely. There's a few siblings partnerships going on here as we go Price to Price, and it's a good left foot. Rosario had to pull corner because Price would have had him on the outside for sure. So there you go, 8 tries to 7.
Well, speaking of sibling partnerships, of course, for New South Wales, Jess Potts just took that run. Blake Potts also out there in the 9. Not sure they've got there in time. Yes, they have. Just on Ritchie. That was very touch and go, though. Just getting the foot back behind the line. Here is Blake Potts now. Touch comes from Searle. Thompson forward. Oh, lovely little deception on the pass. Atkins just tried to get around the run of Carmody, who did really well to get the touch in.
Interesting that play, that absolute bullet of a pass out to the link. I think if the link doesn't think he can score, that defensive link is actually chasing really hard. So the winger, the attacking winger, should actually switch back under because the middle might not be collapsing across in the defensive line. So that could be an option for New South Wales as well.
Groth with the in and away, picks up an extra 10 or 15. Still going here, Groth. Finally links up with Golding. Now the last play. Here comes Hegedus. Hegedus, oh, what a delay on that ball. That's beautiful stuff from James Hegedus. Just held it for an eternity, and Wilson Groth finishes with aplomb.
Any ball players out there, watch the line Hegedus runs. He goes left, makes the defensive player make a read, pulling short side, straightens up, pumps one, gets a read on the defensive line, and a lovely short pass to send Queensland in to tie things up 8 apiece.
Yeah, 16 tries already, 26 in the first match, and there are still 15 minutes to go, so I think we might be on track for a pretty similar final scoreline as Ritchie comes forward for New South Wales, drops it off. Dutton operating. Oh, Ritchie did well to reel it in. It was a tough one to take. He's caught, though. Still a couple of plays here, though, for New South Wales. Edwards is out there. He gets it now. This will be the last. Jeffs off to Edwards. Edwards short to, Dutton, who tried to fling it through. And I think that might have still been ruled to be dragged forward regardless had he got that one. So Hegedus now gets away from them. Up towards the halfway line. Very flat pass. Hegedus once more to Malla.
Good pass. No, see, that's so frustrating in touch football where the attacking player runs in standing straight up. They're upright. What do you expect is going to happen? The attacking player needs to put an effort in to play the ball properly. Otherwise, the defender has every right to jam in.
Totally with you there. I think Packy did a great job to slow things down, but fortunately the referee's not seeing eye to eye. Here is Price. Back now to Mai. Drops it off. James Price. Trying to feint off the left foot. In fact, I think he has gotten around Bailey Ritchie there. Ritchie is questioning the referee. He looks very confused about everything that's just happened.
Quite confused as well, James. Did he get back to the line? Left the screen. I don't know. They played it 9 metres out. He has every right to stop 2 metres before the line. At ref's discretion.
Interesting call. And Ritchie was saying exactly that. I've retrieved the required distance. So 9-8. It's 27.5 gone, which of course means got around about 13 minutes to go. The long ball comes from Rodimer. Oh, very well tracked though from Golding, who kept her width beautifully in defence. New South Wales denied here as Queensland take the lead 9-8. Rosero tries to get away. Quick hand from Rodimer. Oh, great little evasiveness there on Bob. Still alive here. They're going to tire him out at this rate. Rodimer drops it off. Now Rosero. Rosero still looking to go forward. Intercepted there from Bob and then caught. That was a real mix-up.
Well, Rosero could have kept running there. He was in the in goal, a metre behind the line. I thought he might have been able to run through, but now Queensland gifted a penalty for a little bit of a tackle off the ball. As Price determined to get to his sub box.
Does exactly that, Drew Price, and it's pretty good switch over as well as Stevens comes up over halfway. Groth picking up huge metres as always with those long strides. Hegedus straightening things up. Now Groth out of acting half. Hegedus gets the touch. Surely wasn't back on side. Well, he's got one. Certainly got away with one there, but Hegedus won't worry too much because he goes bang, straight in. And now Queensland are in a very commanding position. The lead is extended by 2.
He's really stepped up in the second half, hasn't he, Hegedus? It's Groth again taking the line on. Digging right in, and the New South Wales defensive links on that left edge are just peeling out. That's 2 tries in the middle. Carly Banks will not be happy with the defensive effort from the links. So you can see her very vocal on the sideline. Hopefully New South Wales can get out of this lull they find themselves in.
Yeah, especially when you consider it is do or die. Potts goes long. Oh, great little step back off from the sideline there from Rosero. Now Jess Potts cuts out her brother Blake. Thompson takes it to ground. Thompson once more having a little dink himself. The touch came in. Take your pick. It was either Groth or Hegedus. They were both there on the spot and both back on side. Stevens now works it away. Groth to Hegedus. Rosero coming in for the touch. Back towards the middle. Oh, great evasiveness there and trying to put on a clean pair of heels. He's gone well away from the substitutions box though, but picks up plenty of meterage there. Does Russell. In fact, he might even start changing with the New South Wales players, given where he's going. Searle drops it off. 10 metres into enemy territory.
You see, Russell's just done that massive run. Now he's come straight to the sub box.
Carmody now shifting into the backfield. Oh, tried to find the flick pass. That went directly into Jess Potts. So that was a real mix-up there from Queensland. Almost worked out for them.
Russell, he's sucking him in on the sideline. He's run about 70 metres across field and forward 1. He's gone all the way to the other side of the park, forward 1 metre. As soon as he's played it, he's run all the way back across to the sub box. Yeah, it's good to see the players in action.
Tell you what, West Tigers fans probably thought they were watching David Nofaluma for a moment there. Big dummy comes in as they push forward now, New South Wales. Studden, short pass. Oh, Jess probably could have gone herself there. Wrapped around. Richie is still an option, as is Clay Studden, but now they converge upon him. And I think that might have been an opportunity wasted there, Jackson.
Flo Searle was in good proximity with Jeffs' Queensland fine numbers here. And Malla, we spoke about her. She's got the toe.
The Malla.
But it's Edwards that comes across and makes that late touch on Malla.
Oh, good run, though, from Golding, who picks up plenty of meterage. Skipped away with the heels, too. Drew Price, he is one to keep an eye on. Great footwork from him. James Price trying to forward. Oh, the New South Wales defenders have gone everywhere like they're running hurdles. But in the end, it's James Price who goes in for a hat-trick.
The great line again by Price. Look at him come round. That defensive. Oh, man, I tell you what. Bit of friendly fire, but Price off the left foot again. He loves his left foot. It's twice we've seen him go in between the middles with that exact play, sweeping around from right to left. You're right. The Price brothers linking up nicely.
Plenty of work to do here for New South Wales. They now trail by 3, 11 tries to 8. Really quite concerning at this point for Carly Banks. Of course, they need to win this one, so they definitely, you would think, have to be next to score. Williams is an option there. Rosero thinking around. Now, I'm not sure she was on tie there, was she?
Well, they played it about
very early.
Played it about 4 metres out, so she probably was on the try line. And Rosero, a little bunt in the jaw of Bob.
And Bob is not happy about it. He's still wanting to continue things on.
Rosero going to have a little chat with the referee.
Well, diminutive in stature, but certainly gives as good as he gets. Rosero wasn't having a bar of that there from Bob, so he's been forced to go to the sideline. Just explain for our viewers exactly what's happening there with Rosero, Jackson.
So Rosero actually gave the Queensland player, Jamin Bob, a bit of a jab to the throat. Unfortunately, it's not in the spirit of the game, so forced on the sideline for a substitution. As we see Hegedus, I think the defensive line's been called offside here, and Hegedus has a try. This is going to be 2 calls where New South Wales have been labelled offside and a try was given, but I think Chris Williams might have caught the referee out of that one. Because the referee said all clear. He waved his arms, saying, I have a try, and pointed at the spot, but Queensland again, sharp on their line.
They have to survive here, New South Wales. Oh, what about the footwork there from Russell? Back towards the 7-metre mark. He'll come, though. The touch got in there just in time. Stevens with Groff wrapping around. Stevens, now Ward. They've got to watch him. I think Williams had got back enough. Yes, he had, and made the touch.
Tell you what, Williams was inside and out. If Ward would have scored on the inside, I think that would have been all clear.
Let's see if he can rip another one of those incredible passes, Tyler Ward. They'll skip him out and go wide here to Golding. Golding back toward the middle. Stevens is there. Oh, good coverage there from Potts. Just shepherded her into touch. And needed to be strong in defence there, New South Wales, with just over 6 minutes remaining. That margin is 3. They need to score and score quickly, or this series in the mixed opens is done and going the way of Queensland. They've, of course, already won game 1. Up over halfway they come. Flanagan back out there, as is Richie. Now Potts drives forward. Good set here from New South Wales. Thompson, that's gone miles forward. Won't matter because Flanagan can't collect it anyway. But, geez, that was like a Tom Brady pass.
Well, they're going to say play the ball, so it would have been a try if Flanagan would have caught it. Not a penalty, but Queensland using a bit of gamesmanship here, trying to take as much time off the clock as possible. And there's a lot of experience out there for Queensland. Searle, Stevens, Russell with the ball now. They know exactly what they need to do to get their team across the line and raise the shield for the 2022 State of Origin.
The Price up over halfway. I know what needs to be done here. Queensland, Drew Price now. Oh, dinking everywhere. You're joking. What a run that is from Price. Thompson as well. To death. That's something incredibly special. Lisa My scores, and my goodness.
Hang on.
Oh, they've ruled something back here, and you can't take it away from them. It's too good.
No. I think they must have called it ball down.
Oh, well, that's the best try that wasn't a try that we'll see at this tournament, I feel. Price absolutely carved them up like a Christmas turkey. And from there, My was on the spot. So New South Wales get one final chance, perhaps, to keep things in touch. Here's James Price. Away he goes. He is chasing. Has he got the pace, Price? Floats the ball over the top. Back through the middle. And that should seal it for Queensland. The mixed opens. He's heading north of the border.
What a final play by Queensland. Denied one of the great tries you probably would have seen at Origin level in the corner. But it is James Price stepping up for Queensland, plucking the intercept out of the sky. He knew he didn't have the foot speed, but popped it back on the inside to someone who does. Damon supporting the runaway. They had numbers in stacks. Queensland, Bob was there. Mel was on the outside of him. Queensland probably feeling the elation now on the sideline.
Yeah, I think the clock is going to beat them. Under 4 minutes remaining here, New South Wales. They need to score pretty much with every touch of the ball once they start their sets. And that begins right now. Great ball from Rodimer, getting the width. But once more, beautifully watched from Katie Mallow. She's had an absolute stormer out there on the wing, especially in defence. Williams comes back to Rosero now. Tries to evade the touch of Searle. Rosero, that's certainly played at by Queensland, but that's a bit of gamesmanship coming into it as well. Just stop the play from any potential try scoring and give them as much possession as they like.
Thought he could have smacked it away a bit harder there, Searle.
Here is Rosero toying with the opposition around that 7 metre mark. Wants the penalty. That's not what they need, though. They just need to create some openings here, New South Wales. Rosero coming short to the line. Getting in there was Tyler Ward. He's also been a big performer in this one. Rodimer at dummy half and now flicks it up to Rosero. They can't get any momentum here, New South Wales. Queensland are playing this beautifully. Rodimer, Rosero, back to Rodimer. Nice whip here. And there might just be a glimmer of hope now. Guess Rosero goes in for her hat-trick. The margin reduced to 3 and 2.5 to play.
Great try by New South Wales. Rosero probably needed to hold onto the ball and run it back to halfway because Queensland are going to take as much time as possible to tap the ball. But it's reduced the margin to 3. Never say never in touch football. 3 tries have been scored in 30 seconds before.
Saw an intercept not too long ago. New South Wales could certainly use one right here. As Broth comes forward, dropped off. Now Hegedus back through the middle. Russell tipping it on. Flanagan was looking for that intercept. And I think the pass might have gone forward out of Russell's hands. So yes, New South Wales will get the change over here. The 2 minutes on the clock. They can score from this play. There is the very slightest chance that they can still pull this one out of the fire. But we'll say it's a 1 in a million opportunity here. So maybe we need to talk to Jim Carey from Dumb and Dumber. Flanagan comes forward. Around about 10 metres shy, or should I say into the opposition territory. Dropped off now as Ritchie comes forward. He's lost the hat. That's when you know it's serious. Stepping up is Hegedus. Last play now. Dutton, long ball. There's an opportunity. Atkins links up with Flanagan. Flanagan puts it down. Oh, 12-10. In fact, what's happened here? No,
Stepped out.
Oh, dear.
Has she stepped out?
That could be crucial. Let's see that again if we can. Flanagan is very disappointed. Yeah, she certainly has. You're right, Jackson. She's standing on the sideline. And she knew it straight away, too. Goodness me, Flanagan. Well, she could have potentially set up a grandstand finish, but that's it for her. Picked up 6 tries already in the tournament. Not that one there, and it needed to be a try. The Queensland have well and truly secured this match in this series as Drew Price comes forward. Bob now. Touch coming on him. They'll play it quickly, New South Wales, but all academic at this point. Edwards drives forward, as does Blake Potts now towards the subs box. Carly Banks will not be impressed with what she's seen today. I think that final play there from Flanagan unfortunately sums it up. It just hasn't quite clicked for New South Wales, especially in the second half where Queensland have been very, very dominant. Rosero darting, couple of dummies coming in. 20 seconds on the clock. Rosero, late release after the touch. That'll do it. Queensland need to secure this one, Jackson.
Yeah, just like to see what the last play will be from Queensland. Will they try and take off from half, produce something special? Well,
the exact opposite. That is
there you go.
commentator's curse 101.
Well, 3 seconds on the clock. New South Wales.
Rosero knows it's all done. Passes off to Rodimer, and they head onto the field to celebrate. Jamin Bob loves it. He embraces Hegedus. Groth in there as well. They're all piling on. Carmody and Stevens join the club. And the longer boats are coming for Cat Stevens.
Well, congratulations to Queensland winning the Mixed Opens division. Last year went to New South Wales, but Queensland have hit back